When people hear that, they'll think that putting someone through a set of sort of rigorous questions to give them access to the product on the other side would deter most people. But it reminds me of a psychology study that I read about, then wrote about in my last book, where they got two groups of people. They had a boring community forum online as the sort of the product. They let one group of people straight into the boring community forum. And then they asked them how much they appreciated and found value in the boring community forum. That group of people said it was boring, right? Then they had this other group of people in this study, and they didn't let them into the boring community forum. They made them go through a rigorous selection process. And the people that got into the same boring community forum, when asked in surveys after, how much do you value the boring community forum? They said it's great.
Yeah.
And it's this psychological bias because you've had to fight for something.
What you're describing is Harvard.
Yeah.
It's Harvard University. It's exactly that. It's the same university subjects that everyone teaches, but it's hard to get in.
Yeah.
I use one of the other strategies for building a business is waiting lists, but also discussion groups. So one of the things we do when we launch a business is we don't launch the product or service, we launch the discussion group. So the first thing is, let's say I was going to launch a gym in Wandsworth. I might say we're going to do Weight Loss Wandsworth, an online discussion group on WhatsApp. And we'd just promote the hell out of that group. And if we had 4,000 people in that group, we could then launch a gym pretty easily off the back of the discussion group. So I'm a big believer in waitlist, discussion groups, anything like that is super fast, low risk, low cost. These are the best ways to start businesses that you know, and you're collecting data. You're getting people to answer questions to get in.
And you're learning about what the product market fit probably is going to be, the right product for those people in Wandsworth.
Exactly. And sometimes you get very surprised. You find out that, I thought that this was going to be for men who want to build big muscles, but it's actually for women who are excited about CrossFit. It's like, okay, didn't know that. Now I've asked the questions, I'm finding out that it's slightly different to what I thought. I thought everyone would love red, but everyone loves blue. Okay, we can do that. So in those early stages of business, you want to, when I said before about conducting fast, cheap experiments, waiting lists, discussion groups, online assessments are amazing. So an online scorecard or an online assessment, great way to think of them is a readiness assessment. So readiness assessment, are you ready to launch a podcast? Answer 10 questions to find out. Are you ready to build your brand? Answer 10 questions to find out. Are you ready to be an investor in this type of investment? Answer 10 questions to find out. So it's an online assessment where you answer a series of questions to get a readiness score. And then based on the readiness score, people will then find out if they're 30% ready, 40% ready, and people love these readiness scores. This is one of the fastest ways to test an idea. And getting signals of interest. Everything is downstream from lead generation in business, so you essentially have to generate leads, and then you figure out if you've got a business or not. So the fastest you can get into the lead generation, the better. One of the worst things that people do when they're starting a business is that they think that having a business is about the supply side of what they're doing. Supply side means your ability to look after a customer and keep a customer happy. But actually, a business has to start with the demand side. You've got to test the demand side before you test the supply side. If you can't manufacture demand, there's no point manufacturing supply. It doesn't matter. If you say, I've come up with this chili and basil flavored ice cream, great, you can make that, but does anyone want that, right? You've got to check out whether you have the ability to get that product into a market. So what I see so many people, they take qualifications, they get certifications, they might raise money, they might set up a venue, they might book an office, they might buy laptop computers, all of this stuff. And they might spend 3 to 6 months doing that. And then finally, after all of that, they then experience, no one's interested in this. Now what do I do with all that stuff?
So in the chili and ice cream example, what should they have done?
Join the waiting list. We're launching chili and basil ice cream. If you'd like to try it and taste it, join the waiting list.
People don't know what they want though. Because in the ice cream example, it's a taste thing, right? So it sounds good, but in reality, it could be
So, this is a crazy idea. It's a terrible idea that we're...
Sure,
but anyway, let's go with it. So you create a waiting list. We're doing really wild flavored ice creams, and it's crazy flavors like chili and basil ice cream and salt and pepper ice cream and blah, blah, blah. If you're interested in really different, exciting new flavors of ice cream, join the waiting list and we will invite you to a taste tester when it's ready. You'll get to come to an exclusive event where you get to try and test our latest recipes in central London. So now you promote the waiting list and you see, can I get lots of people? And some of the questions might be, which flavor are you most looking forward to? Are you looking forward to octopus ice cream? Are you looking forward to, which one? Ugh. Right? So you go through and they answer all the questions and then they join the waiting list. Then you say, join the ice cream discovery discussion group. Right? So now they're in there talking about their favorite ice creams and what crazy flavors they like. And you can actually have a daily poll and you're doing that all in WhatsApp. And then you say, now come to the event that we've got, the taste testing event. You could launch the ice cream assessment. All right, which type are you? Are you the savory ice cream person or the sweet ice cream? Are you the, blah, blah, blah. So you could have 4 ice cream personalities and they take the test and find out which ice cream personality they have. So you can do all of this stuff for free or almost for free without making a scoop of ice cream. Right? None of this stuff involves actually any commercial kitchens. None of it involves packaging or branding or any of the expensive stuff. You're just doing the things that's testing whether people are actually interested in this. And if it's crickets, if you put a lot of effort into trying to get people interested in this and you've got 12 people in your little group and they're all, sadly looking at each other going, where's the basil ice cream? This is never going to fly. I
was thinking there, some people might come to the discussion group, your friends, whatever, your mum comes down. She goes, yeah, your ice cream's great, Daniel.
Well, you want to do cold outreach. Cold outreach, I don't know how long we're going to talk about ice creams, but cold outreach is where you essentially make a list of all the communities and groups that exist online, all the accounts that already have followers, and you just cold outreach 1,000 people and get them involved.
But Daniel, what if someone steals my idea?
Well, my experience tells me until you've got a Ferrari, no one steals your idea.
Yeah.
People steal ideas from people who have Ferraris, right? So it's that bias towards if you've been successful in the past, then your ideas are worth stealing. The beauty of having nothing is no one's going to steal your ideas ever. They're going to look at your account on Instagram and go, oh, you got no followers and you haven't got a Ferrari, so I'm not going to steal your idea. So you've got this great advantage when you're starting from zero that no one will steal the idea. And here's the other thing. Ideas aren't worth anything. Here's a great idea. Let's rip down all the old buildings in London and build brand new buildings. What's that idea worth? Trillions. Well, it would be worth trillions if we did that. Well, actually, no. The value is for the person who does it. So if someone else steals your idea but does it, they deserve the money, right? Let them have it. They're better at executing. Get on with the next idea and be better at executing next time. So if someone's able to execute better and faster than you, they deserve that money. That's fine. Let them have it. Get on to the next idea.
I was thinking about it like this podcast. There's lots of podcasts. There's like 3 million podcasts.
There's a lot of podcasts.
The idea itself to start a podcast isn't where the value is derived from.
No, so much of it is pitching and also the commercials behind the scenes, creating the right offers, making sales. So this is the other thing that early stage businesses need to do. You got to stop calling yourself an entrepreneur and start calling yourself a salesperson. You're going to get out there and make sales in the early days. So a lot of people are really uncomfortable with the idea of making sales, but that's what an entrepreneur does. An entrepreneur is a salesperson, especially in those first couple of years. You are the chief salesperson. If you can't sell it, nobody's going to sell it.